Welcome back, everybody, to Thought Rush League Season 2. We're still in the upper bracket, everyone, and we're heading into Rapture versus Malevolent. This is Malevolent's pick of the Cenobite of the Wrecker's Yard for our first set, as Cenobite does commit to boss here at, I believe, 11, and we already see the box getting solved and an ace taking a tag just right here on the boss. But with me tonight is my co-caster here, Malo. Say hello.
Hello everyone and welcome to the interesting match Malevolent versus Rapture. We see the strong Cenobites from Team Malevolent, but the survivors from Team Rapture are really strong with the...
Oh.
Mine.
Okay. I'm sorry. I don't exactly understand the thing there, but we did see Blood Favor actually coming into play. Blocking the pallet, which was actually dropped already by the survivor, so we saw a block drop pallet, but I think Claudette will go down here. And that will be the first hook. Actually, we do see Certified did bring a Blood Favor and a Pentimento, but no Ruin. Instead, taking the Corrupt, actually. I think a lot of the Cenobite sets in Season 2, we actually haven't seen that much Corrupt going around, and more going for more like a Ruin and Sloppy Butcher for the Cenobite players. But yeah, Certified just taking the Corrupt there, I think it's still a wise choice, but I'm really not sure if the Pentimento is really worth it. I feel like Pentimento really shines with a triple Hex build. But what do you think, Mal?
It can be really strong, the full Hex build, but it can be really bad for the killer too. Depends how the survivors will play with the totems.
And we see the first generator complete as well for this first hook, which has happened, but Ace hasn't been reset. Might be a bit of an issue for the survivors, because Ace kind of really has to sit and play safe on the top side gens here. Oh, we actually see a two-man pull here, which is being attempted by Rapture, which actually is completely successful. A killer here on the Cenobite actually hits the Claudette on hook, which actually will pop the sprint burst just straight off the hook. So make a lot of distance to make the top side, which I believe Ace is going to still be working here, but since he's not the tunnel out, it's unlikely that he'll be targeted, but the Claude will just go down through the pallet, which is again quite unfortunate. And since the Blood Favor is up, no pallet save could be possible there, and Claudette will just go to second hook as we see the second generator of the trial get completed. And at this point now, the survivors kind of have to start resetting the two injuries. This is where the Sloppy Butcher would usually come in very handy for the Cenobite, but I guess try kicking the generator and maybe trying to chain the Ace here on the box, and unfortunately missing that. It would have been nice to hit, as Cenobite has brought the original Pain add-on, which I think introduces 12-second deep wound if you chain a survivor successfully. But yeah, Malo, what are you thinking the survivors are trying to do at this point? Because they do have to get the resets going in on the injuries, and they do also have to get this Claudette off hook if they want to try and play for better results.
I think they will try to trade the unhook for the Claudette and they go to the reset. We saw that the Dwight got resetted and they will play for the still four-man survivor. Maybe the Nea will go down for the Claudette shortly, so she has a bit more chance to show what she can. But we see that Pinhead is loving this Claudette really much.
Of course, this Pinhead would like to enter the 4v1 as quickly as possible, but going to be delayed quite a lot because of the really well-timed sprint burst from Claudette. We saw that our Pinhead did, instead of taking a trade, try to chain with the original Pain there, and actually missing because of the Claudette sprint burst. So it'll buy a lot of time here for another generator to be completed. Actually, another 2 generators to be completed. Claudette is really playing well in this chase on this boss here, and actually will make the jungle gym, and we'll see Dwight, who is healthy, come in, block the chains, and help out in this chase. Cenobite is quite weak to altruistic plays, especially if you don't have a slowdown such as Sloppy Butcher, and we can see the Claudette really here, just doing the work, using her legs and keeping the chase alive, and Upinhead kind of is forced to commit at this point to a first hook actually, going for Dwight now on the shack. So I guess it's to get Painres, but perhaps they've just decided that trying to get the tunnel out onto the Claudette would be too much of a time waste, as our other survivors are no doubt trying to get the last generator complete, as Dwight goes down and probably will get put on the hook, and it's probably Painres. And we do see the Painres indeed come through, and a teleport comes in onto the Claudette, wisely doing it on a hill, and kind of forcing again the Pinhead to go all the way around the long side of the hill and try and actually play this chase out. Claudette playing patient at the pallet, but will unfortunately go down. So now entering the 3v1, what do you think the final survivor has been doing this entire time, Mel? But what do you think? Which gen do you think they're? Oh, okay. My. All right. Which gen do you think they would be working on? I guess that's been answered now, because final gen has been completed. Yeah,
I think we are working for this 3-man out. Maybe it will be the 2-man out, but who knows what the end game will show us.
That's actually really smart from the survivors there. Actually, Dwight trying to take a body block hit for Nia, and will unfortunately go down in the process. But of course, since Dwight had already been hooked, he's only worth an additional 2 hook states. So this will be a 6-stage result, 2 kills, and this is actually one of the better performances which we've seen on Cenobite this season. But we'll be setting up Rapture's Killer versus Malevolent Survivors after a quick intermission. Well, after our 6-stage performance last trial, we do see Rapture coming in on the Killer on the Cenobite set, trying to claw back a 1-0 if they can meet the 6th stage, and they will be trying to take the set, because honestly I think a 6th stage performance is quite well done on the Cenobite. As I was saying before, it's one of the more impressive results we've seen from a Survivor team on a Cenobite set this season. But yet again, we see Rion on the Killer, but we do see a slightly different build, which I think will work out for him. I haven't seen Rapid Brutality that much, Mallow, in this season, but do you think a Pinhead will get much out of Rapid? Because I'm not entirely sure myself.
I don't saw this perk much on Pinhead, or normally much in comp, but it can be a surprise for the survivors, but they will not think that the killer will be with speedrun after them. So it can be good or it can be bad. We don't know. No.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, that just the surprise factor of 5% haste is it is worth a perk slot, I guess. But Nia is just going to drop the Shack Paladin, run back towards the corrupt generators. We did see that the corrupt is actually nearly over, so this is pretty good start for our survivors. They can be splitting those gens. We did see, I think, Leon at Shack as well. He was slightly interrupted, but I think Adam and Nancy should be getting the first generator done soon. But they do have pain res though. Rapture Killer Rion does have pain res, so I believe a pain res will be applied to at least a generator with a good amount of progress. So nice value coming in there. We don't see any generator pop, which I think in the first trial we saw a pretty similar start. But I think the first generator popped slightly after the first build, but this is good gen progress on Shack. This is around 75%. and then we'll just be heading towards or not, or just faking towards Crane, maybe trying to catch the survivors rotating. But yeah, just gonna be wasting time here as really maybe they're just going for the fresh stages instead of tunneling out, because the 6-stage win con is not that difficult to meet in terms of hooking fresh survivors.
And we saw the first jump up and the unhook from Nea came really fast. Maybe it's a two-man unhook, so the Nea is full healed before the killer is by the hook, and we see the heal Nea again and the Nancy.
Not sure what Neo was doing there, just crouching in the open, but we'll take a tag for their troubles. And we did see Nancy over there was getting the unhook, so that means Adam was doing the gen solo, and I feel like this Neo here is kind of interrupting the shack generator. It's a bit of an unfortunate down for our survivor side here, because yeah, I was gonna say Killer would be able to hook on the shack, but the shack generator just completed here. So 3 generators remaining, and only 4 more hook stages that they can give out to the Killer for Rapture if they want to keep their chances alive in terms of not giving away the first set. And yeah, I think our survivors are in a similar spot to before, but knowing the win condition, I think our Killer will play smart. And if they can get any fresh hooks, they will just take them for free, of course, knowing that 6 stages is not that difficult if the survivors are trying to play for 4-man out.
NBC with the Cenobite tries to tunnel out the Nea, but the Adam is here for the hit tank. And the Cenobite will try to get with Nea, but Adam is here. And now comes the little speed boost from the berg to Nea, and it's not helping much to get the Nea down here. NBC Leon here too, trying to pop this gen into the face from the killer. But the killer still wants this Nea. No, he wants Leon. He wanna try to protect his gen.
Yeah, I would agree with this chase onto Leon here. Our survivors, I think our Leon was playing a bit too aggressive. They did give away 2 tags to keep the Nia alive, and I think Leon here is just gonna try and get a free painless onto Leon and try and start the crane generator, the regression on the crane generator to begin, I mean. And oh, I think that was a completely different generator pop, so they have very good gen progress, does Team Malevolent here on the survivor side, but they still need to be aware of how many hooks they can give away, because Nia is going to actually not be able to make anything because they get hit through the body block. This is just unfortunate hitbox from the game Dead by Daylight, which is now around 8 years old. And I think she'll just die here, and our survivors are suddenly looking to play a 3v1 out of what seemed to be a chilling position of 4v1 and good gen progress. Now it's very rough for them. Actually, we do see another generator with high progress, but they can't afford to even get another down here, because if they did and the Cenobite can camp out with Noed, it will just be the victory for Rapture here on the Cenobite.
This was an interesting hit from the Cenobite too with Adam, but Adam got the unhook from Leon, and we see Nancy popped her gen, and we know that the crane gen has much pressure too. And the Cenobite will go after Leon. And so it should be a free unhook for Nancy. And now the Cenobite try to protect the way to the unhook, and now that both survivors are on different sides from the map.
Yeah, this is not a great spot for the survivors to be in, I think. Ideally, you want the healthy survivor pressuring the generator, because if you have the injured survivor pressuring the generator, they can never really get it done if the killer does successfully chain them, which we did see happen. Because every time you get chained, you have to mend yourself for 12 seconds. So pretty much, if the killer chains you, you can't do anything for 12 seconds because you have to mend. And so ideally, you want the Nancy on the generator and the Leon going for the unhook here, but again, that poses another problem, because if you're injured, you can't really unhook a survivor, especially if you only have one more hook stage to give away, which has just been confirmed. This is actually the victory going to go to Rapture because of the fresh hook condition of the killer, which is 3 fresh hooks now. Does mean that they have overtaken the 2 fresh hooks that Malevolent has taken from the previous trial, which was 2. So yeah, Rapture will take this set 1-0 unless some disconnect happens or some other thing which will penalize Rapture. But I don't think that will be the case because Ryun's net has been looking strong, and perhaps a little bit too strong considering some of the hits that he's got on this trial.
Yeah, that's true. We see that Leon wanna pop this gen on the crane, but it should be a 4K0. But the killer knows that Leon is here, and he knows that Nancy tried to unhook, so he can camp it easily with the chains, and will maybe go to the Leon now and slug him to find Nancy after, so it will be the 4K1 for Team Rapture.
I think this is interesting because that generator hasn't popped yet, and I feel like Nancy should just be on the way to popping the gen. We did see it live actually from Leon right there on this filler, and unfortunately Rune's there, net there not strong enough, not getting the hit over this god filler. But I think Leon will go down now. He's got nothing to really play with, and so only be a healthy Nancy left in the trial. Maybe they'll go for the gen, but I would have assumed it would have popped already if she was on it. We do see her running away, so it hasn't popped. It's only at around 80%, so not really sufficient progress anymore. So I think Nancy will just be taking the last chase now. She did have one filler pallet here, but it was broken earlier. I don't remember when, but I'm pretty sure she did have. So she'll just get hit and forced to run to the slug. And I think only this pallet gym here available, but does manage to avoid the chain gun, unfortunately missing the swing as well, because Nancy did pass to this filler here and get chained, and I think she's dead now. So these clean 4K1 are more more of a typical game for season 2 on the Xenobite. But yeah, well played to Rapture. Being able to get 6 stages, which I think is impressive.
It was a strong game from both sides. The survivors play a little bit too greedy by the gens. This maybe cost the game for them, but we will see the next set with them.
Yeah, so Rapture is up 1-0, and this is not their pick, so our next set will be their pick, and presumably is going to be a killer of their choice. So they're going to have the upper hand, but of course now Vyun here. We've seen Vyun play killer for Rapture for the majority of Season 2, so no doubt we'll see him again trying to set a win condition for Rapture survivors to meet for the next set, but we'll be back after a short intermission. Welcome back, everybody, to Rapture versus Malevolent here. Rapture is up 1-0, so if they do take their set of choice of the unknown on yet again the Wrecker's Yard, they will take the 2-0 victory over Malevolent. But Flicks here actually on the unknown. My bad, I just assumed last trial that it would be Ryuden here on the killer, but yeah, Flicks has been playing killer as well for Rapture, so it's a bit quick to assume that Ryuden would play killer, but nice 2-tap coming in, and once again, I'm joined by my co-caster, Malo.
Hello and welcome back to Malevolent versus Rapture, and we see now the unknown set. It was a nice begin from the team Rapture with the nice knife from Flix. We saw that the ace was dying in the corrupt area. It would be good for the survivors. They should have much gen progress now on the other gens, and I'm excited to see what the sets will bring us now.
Yeah, I would actually be slightly worried if I were the survivors there because we did see the Nancy try and cleanse the ruin, which is right next to the hook. So it's a very difficult totem to try and get out of the way. It's a bit more risky, should I say? So that means as well, the Nancy had been trying to rotate for the ruin instead of doing a gen. So really, we've had little bit less gen progress, and our ace also dying quite close to the center, or being dragged close to the center of the map, where it's much easier to try and apply pressure from the unknown. But we do see Shack Pallet dropped here from our ace, which is quite smart. You do want to try and get out of this. If they get tapped here, it would be bad, but they do miss the UVX. Flicks, fortunately, missing that as ace. I believe that was probably live there, taken off the TL window, and they'll just be heading topside yet again to try and stay away from the active generators. But Flixia, unfortunately, the UVX does wear off, and they also do miss the shot onto ace. So this chase will be proceeding for quite a while. This is good second chase by ace here, but shouldn't be any exhaustion for them to work with. But we see two gens pop in the distance, and I think while this chase is going on, we can talk about the build that our unknown has bought, which I think is quite standard for the region that I've been playing in, but I'm not sure what it's like for EU Mallow.
Mhm. No, the unknown has painless and eruption pathogens. Maybe he will uh, go for them, or he tried to go still after Ace, after this fantastic second chase from Ace, where the survivors are pop 2 gent and the nice body block from his teammate. It was amazing. NPC with UV on Ace now, and Ace will go down in a good area for the survivors, and now we can see maybe the pain wave from Ace is coming, and now the unknown has still the eruption value open, and it will be in still interesting match NBC. UAG maybe get down now in a area the last gen pop from the survivors, but we see the slugging. And the unknown will go back to Ace to get really fastest 3 versus 1.
Yeah, that's exactly correct. As the unknown, you have good map pressure with the teleports. So if you can head into the 3v1, you can start to force the survivors to rotate for unhooks or slugs, which is just the case here. We did see Yoichi get picked up, but Ace has nothing to work with. So just get down here, and 3 gens remaining. It is a bit of a tough ask to try and get outs here, and so I think uh, conventional games would tell me that this is a 4K, but anything can happen. So Malevolent might be able to pull off getting outs here, but yet again, I'd say conventional games here I've seen end in a 4K for the unknown. But yeah, I guess now getting eruption value since the ruin was cleansed. But now only working with those 2 perks, but those 2 perks are quite strong. Eruption is good on in a 3v1.
hmm And we see that the unknown has a really nice free fortune area, and everywhere are his teleports and eruption value on oxygen. It will be a little bit hard for the survivors, but it's still not impossible to pop all the gens.
And yeah, here doing a good job of stalling out the UVX weakened, but they might get tapped here yet again, but takes an M1, and good time waste will mean that another generator is popped. So only 2 generators remain in this trial, and we do see Nia though get weakened again from the previous shot. So survivors are in a bit of a precarious situation. They don't really want to give away any more tags or weaken status effects because it against an unknown, it's very you have to waste quite a lot of time trying to get a weakened off because yeah, just being weakened is very scary and being injured and weakened is even more scary. So yeah, Flicks here take the teleport, trying to catch Survivor off guard, which seems like they have. Seeing scratch marks in the distance, but also seeing weakened near here on the bus. So, 2 survivors are here, and we know where the Yoichi is. So yeah, I feel like this is a really good position for Flicks to be in. For what seemed to be like pretty decent for the survivors, they just gave away the 3 tags, and then Nia got down. Then now it's suddenly looking quite dire for them.
And we see both survivors are injured, and the unknown can teleport easily around the map to find them. And we see that the gens have still progress, and now we found one survivor and Yoichi got healed. So normally both survivors should be in this area, so it should be easily for this unknown to find them both.
Yeah, luckily here, Nancy does have a filler pallet, as Yoichi is probably going to get the save. This filler pallet will buy a lot of time for Nancy, enough time for the save to come in, and still a bit of a problem for our survivors because eruption, that eruption that happened on the down on Nia hit like 3 generators, so they're going to be completely decimated and probably going to be on close to 0% by now, I would say. So yeah, Slug comes in onto Nancy and trying to apply a lot more pressure, which will probably be successful, but Yoichi manages to avoid both the M1 and the weaken by that finesse there. So quite clutch finesse, and Flix will just leave this and going back to the Slug. Maybe trying to find a Nia here, uh, caught off guard out of rotation, out rotating, but I guess doesn't want to commit to it as seeing Yoichi yet again and decided to commit here onto Yoichi just to weaken maybe? Oh, okay, Nancy went down and what?
And we see this
What?
for other people from UH. This was a really surprising gameplay from the survivors. Not only Flix don't think about it, we the same, but we were not expecting this for the people, but it was not helping much the Nancy. And we know where Leia and Yuichi are, so it will be maybe a 4K2, I think.
I would agree with you, 4K2. Nia shouldn't be able to use an exhaustion here, and definitely won't be able to use it. It just gets hit through the window. But yeah, I think what just happened because I saw the FTP being used, but I didn't see anyone get down. So I think what Yoichi did is they healed the Nancy off the ground and then used the FTP once they got into the injured state. So then they went to healthy and then they took a hit for the Yoichi. So that's quite smart in a way because it did mean that there were two survivors up and running, but unfortunately they both well, Nancy went down and then now Nia's down, and now Yoichi's taking the last chase on this RL tile. Not the safest, but managing to win the 50 with the UX will be nice for them. But yeah, I feel like 4K2, good prediction here. Solid performance by Flix, and I feel like that Survivors got to a strong start, and unfortunately our Ace just maybe ran out of resources, so the tunnel out just was a lot faster once once they were unhooked for the second time. But yeah, 4K2, very impressive result. I think average performance on the unknown, from what I remember, is around 4K1. So yeah, survivors will have a bit of an easier task than what I would consider the average for for an unknown set on Record Yard. So yeah, well played to Rapture there. And yeah, what do you think that Malevolence Killer will bring actually? Like what? Because they have to do something like interesting. Otherwise, I feel like they might not be able to meet this Winkin Malin.
Mm, it can be still surprise what will happen next. It can be the 1-1 for Malevolent if Rapture will do some mistakes, but still not all open and hard to say.
Yeah, that's also true. Rapture can make mistakes. I I can't necessarily remember if they have, but I would definitely guess that they have. Nancy does get hooked, confirming the 4K2 here. No bleed out will occur onto them, and be heading into the next trial after a short intermission. Welcome back, everybody, as we try and see Malevolence Killer here. Did we be certified on the unknown on Record Yard? Trying to achieve a 4K2 tie condition, and any side that performs better will take the win here. But Malevolent is looking to take this because they are down 1-0 in the series. So if they don't perform here, they will get knocked out, I believe, into the lower bracket. So. Yeah, taking the tag onto Ash here, and we do see exactly the same build and the same add-ons here from Certify, so be kind of a mirror match in terms of that. But yeah, not committing for this first down here, instead chasing Shaq. And yeah, I think our survivors here will just be trying to pump out the gens. But yeah, with 4K2 Wincon, it is going to be a bit difficult. As yet again, I'm joined with Mallow here tonight.
Hello and welcome back everybody. And now we see the main event Unknown versus the survivors from Rapture. It was a good start from the Ash. And now we see the first down from Claudette, which was in an interesting position between the stone. So it is a fast first hook for the team Malevolent, and we see the first pain with is gone, and we know that Ash is somewhere on the right side, and we now check had gen pressure, and we know that top side was corrupt, so the survivors have to be right side or bot side.
Yeah, so we do. Oh, actually, now I remember. Actually, the comms that I have for Rucker's Yard are different to EU comms, I believe. I think our comms are one side clockwise from each other, because I think I called a car pile 7, but I think EU calls them 5. I don't entirely remember here. But anyway, FTP does come in quickly onto Claudette here from Ash. Claudette did have Spin Burst, we did see that activated, so no more exhaustions will be available for them off this TL wall, as Certify does look to try and confirm this second stage onto Claudette, but losing this 50 here on the TL actually not really going to be that good for him. Because Claudette will make this filler pallet, and actually just jigging it, trying to jiggy, but missing that. So let's just certify here, try and get this second hook coming in, but already one generator has been completed for our troubles. So only 2 more generators need to be popped to reach a tie condition. But that will not secure a win for Rapture here if they did want to take it 2-0. If they did pop 2 gens, but that's 2 generators away, so I shouldn't be talking about that. Oh, Ruin is gone though, so we'll be kind of back in the same situation. Eruption value. Eruption value, excuse my voice crack, should come in handy for Unknown. But yeah, we'll have to see what happens, as Unknown does want to just camp this hill here.
And we know that the heal gen and check gen had much pressure. White is near the hook, and one survivor run to the opposite side from the hook. So it's for me like 3 behind check. So he is 9 for me. So it will
I
be
see, yeah.
So it still be really interesting what happened now. NPC met heal gen get pop, but we have still gens like one and
Oh,
three,
that's another
which
gem.
can be pop. NPC the unhook from Ace and the tunnel out to Claudette and the check pallet pre-drop,
Oh no!
which was
That
a
was
nice
so
try.
important. It was, yeah, but now Certify here, kind of trying to play risky here. They do kind of want to risk it for the biscuit. They did break the pallet. Claudia would have been able to run anywhere, but Ace does not manage to body block this down here. So this is going to be a bit of yet again a dire situation for our survivors, kind of heading into this 3v1 in a similar position to Malevolence 3v1, where and that's a win condition.
Yeah, MP, so the next gen popped. Ace is still slacked NPC. Dwight and Ash are injured. But I think that both survivors are by the pop gen and will reset now.
Yeah, you would assume they reset here, but I guess with the amount of time that they were given before that hook comes in, and then there's no way that 16 seconds is available for the reset. So I believe they probably have split up. One is at the jungle gym, one just got the unhook. So all three are injured though, but none of them are weakened. So it's going to be a bit difficult for them, as usual in an unknown set. It can be a bit difficult for them to try and pop this last generator. But, yeah, Rapture hasn't really come in clutch here, but I guess there was no time for it to come in clutch because our survivors just pumped out gens rather than trying to reset the injuries, which they did try and take to keep the Claudette alive. But it was enough time waste because they did manage to get the last gen popped. For the win condition, anyway, not the last generator, the trial. But yeah, Ash just will take the 2 tap. And yeah, going to 4K1, which is sufficient enough for Raptor to take the 2-0 victory for the series. Sending Malevolent back down to, I believe, another lower bracket, or um, remind me if I'm mistaken, but I think they are sent down to a lower bracket. But yeah, 4K1, clean 4K1 here on Raptor's side. So yeah, I guess I'll be repeating myself if I said that Raptors takes the 2-0, but yeah, well played to Rapture here, I guess, managing to get an additional generator done over Malevolent Survivors. So before I guess we sign out of this, have you got any last words, Malo, for this?
It was a really interesting match between Malevolent and Rapture. By the unknown match, Rapture did some mistakes in the end, so they got the 3-man slug, but it was still interesting and excited because all can happen. But the win goes to Team Rapture. Congratulations to Team Rapture.
Yeah, I feel like Rapture did just somehow manage to get more gens done. I don't really know how. It must have been magic, but that's gonna be it for tonight's game. So that's me, Tavi, signing out, and I guess we'll see you later with some more games.